Just a question. Are you seeing
Okay,
the
we have
background?
started, but yeah, tell me.
Are you seeing the background?
No. The background is okay. This from Witcher, yes, from The Witcher.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's right then.
So, guys, now it's a little bit more different. I mean, it will be again for fun, but it's a little bit different because this guy is now Gabriel Guerra. It's a little bit more different.
Hey,
I mean, it
hey
will be
people.
again for fun. An artist from Brazil. He's living in. He will tell us where he's living, and he will tell us about his story because he started his 3D career. When did you start it?
I've started last year around June. Yeah.
So he has started a year and a half, even less than a year and a half ago, and he will show us some things how he handles things, how he become where he is. He will tell us about his favorite artist, how he learned this, what is his routine, how many hours a day he trains, and all of those things will he will probably tell us. And I will need to know from all of you guys in the chat how well did you hear him. So tell us your name and tell us how old are you, for example, for the first like.
Okay. So, sup people? Hi, how's it going? My name is Gabriel Guerra, like Nico says, and I'm a 3D artist. I started last year, like I said, by June, and I would like to thank everyone who is here, Nico, for this opportunity. He is very, very kind, and yeah, I don't know if you guys are listening to me. If it's
They
everything
don't say
okay.
in the chat, but yeah, we'll see.
Maybe we can wait a little.
No, just continue. Tell us how old are you. Tell us where you're
Okay,
from which city, and
okay,
sound is good. They say sound is good, so probably it's good.
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm from São Paulo, Brazil. Uh, uh, my age, it's 24 years. As I said, I started last year. I was inspired by the great masters like Rafael Grossetti, who is Brazilian too. A lot of Brazilian people inspires me because like they are from Brazil too, and this uh, help people to see that they can do what they are doing. You can achieve your dreams. Uh, Maybe I can start my story right now, Nico.
If you want, of
Or
course, you can tell us your story. How do you start it? I mean, tell us from the beginning. Where do you have the interest for art? Have you drawn
okay,
before that? And all of that stuff. Yeah, you
perfect,
can tell us.
perfect. Okay, when I was young, a child, I always draw. I draw everywhere. I draw, my I don't know how it's called in your language. Let me take
Maybe
this.
say it in Brazilian and people in the chat
Oh,
will translate because there are a lot of Brazilians in the chat, they can translate
probably
at some point.
notebook. I think it's notebook.
In the notebook, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I draw all in my notebooks from the school. Okay, it's from the school, and there was more drawings than lessons, in my notebooks. Okay, I draw since I was, I don't know, 5 years, 4 years, like any child likes to draw. That not so good drawings since I was a kid, but I always like it. Most of the people like in Brazil likes to play soccer. Uh, and I didn't like that much. I was always from house child, you know.
Yes.
I always keep in my house
I was the
and
same, by the way. I was absolutely the same. Drawing all the time. All my notebooks were
yeah.
only drawings, a little bit, lessons. And also only in house, not going out with kids or anything, just in house drawing and reading books, and that's it.
Yeah, I was like that. Uh, people in Brazil, like I said, usually likes to go out to play soccer, to do their things, but I always like to stay home and do two things, only two things: play video games and draw. Always what I did since I was 5 years, and this continued to my teenage years. Like I said, in my school, I was drawing in the school in my notebooks. Instead of doing lessons, I was drawing.
Of course.
Uh, Not that I'm too proud of it,
No, you should be
but
because that's what you made you what you are
yeah,
today, which is
yeah.
great, and people are appreciating. They say in the chat, "Good job, Gabriel. I really enjoy your work." They say
Oh,
about
thanks, people.
the Ryan Gosling art. It's amazing and stuff like this. It's the people are
Yeah,
very happy. Yeah,
people really like that one. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
thanks, people. Thanks, I appreciate. So, for the bit, I used to I draw so much that I draw on the tables, in the school.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know how it's called in
Yeah,
your
the school, yeah, we know what you mean. Yeah,
yeah. I draw a lot to through everywhere. If it has a wall, I think I would draw too. So I really like draw. I'm saying this because there are some people that have joined this 3D area that doesn't draw, that never draw.
yes,
And
yeah,
you can do this. I'm here to say that you can do this. You shouldn't think about it a lot. If you have never drawn in your entire life, it's okay. But but there's one thing. If you didn't draw, never uh, do anything from art related, you probably would take a long time, more
yeah.
time
Longer, much
to
longer. It will take.
much longer to get good. Okay,
Yeah.
so I have talked to Nico before, and he asked me to show you guys afterwards some of my old works, and
Yes.
some people may see and find it horrible, and other people may see and see, you started doing this, you started pretty good. So this is because of the drawings, yeah. So if you taking a bit longer than me, maybe you should see your past and see where you started and see if you always like this, or if you're starting right now, start to like right now. Okay, so yeah, I one thing that I've always think about is two things I always think about is to work either with art related stuff or video games. Okay, so I've always dreamed of that. When I was 16, I have started to think more about this to see if it's possible.
But
Uh,
let me say something. So, people probably don't know you are 24 years old, right?
yeah, yeah,
So 16 was only 8 years ago. It was not that far ago, you know.
yeah, a bit,
For
yeah,
you, probably it's very long time, you know, 8 years. For me, it's not because I'm 40. So, it's a little
yeah.
bit, yeah,
Depends on the
yeah.
view.
Depends on the viewpoint.
Yeah. So yeah, when I was 16, I was started to think more about this, to think about more seriously if I really want to work, as I said, for games or like for comics. I was thinking about comics too, like 2D drawings. Inspired by Jim Lee, for example, I used to see his video tutorials in YouTube and draw a lot like him, and started to think about doing comics and also games. It's always this two that I was stuck. And I started to search about it, and I wasn't a good searcher back then. I think I'm better now. I do know how to use Google better. And at that time, I didn't find any other Brazilian references that worked in the industry, 3D or game industry. I don't know. I didn't know that it has a 3D space. I was thinking that you do everything, you program, you you do the narrative, I don't know, and also the art. I wasn't I wasn't uh uh
Yes,
you know I
you
yeah
weren't aware of
yeah
what
our
was, yeah, the different roles in the game industry.
yeah not by any means. So I started to search a bit. I didn't find any inspirations back then. To me, I think inspirations it's a really key point. Maybe people can note this down right now. Inspirations, have people that inspires you, because when you don't know if it's possible, you think it's not possible. If someone did it before, you can use it as to inspire you and start doing the things that you think it was impossible. So I was thinking that it was impossible to someone in Brazil to work with games, because we don't have anything about games in Brazil. Not anything. We have mobile companies. We have outsourcing studios, I think, but nothing major, not a triple A studio, not Santa Monica like studio here in Brazil, right? So back then, much less. So because I didn't know anything, that doesn't had too many companies here in Brazil, I didn't know nobody in the area. I didn't know the areas that separate the 3D artists that then became the 3D character artists, yeah, and the environment artists or other people that start doing. So I wasn't aware of any of that. And I just gave up. That's it. When I was 16, I started searching and I just gave up. I think it's no, it's too complicated. It's not possible. I think it's better for me to be an engineer. And yeah, and I was going through this engineering, the stuff that was random. I think in Brazil, people when they don't know what to do, they tend to do engineering. Uh, uh,
So you have
how
a
do you
lot of engineers in Brazil, right?
yeah,
Like
it
every
has so
second guy is an
many.
engineer.
Yeah, it has so many engineerings that the area is doesn't support all of them.
Okay, can you show
Yes.
us? Do you have some art from back then? I mean, your 2D art. Do you have some of it? Have you
Uh,
tried tablet when you were younger? I mean,
no,
to
not
draw
digital at all. Not
digital?
digital at
No,
all.
no
No,
digital.
no.
Do you have something that you have photographed with your phone
I
or something?
I didn't have found any of my old drawings because I wasn't someone that likes to take pictures of my, because I didn't have a cell phone. I didn't have anything. It was a pretty poor condition back then, and I wasn't proud of my drawings back then. But I have some drawings in my Instagram
Hmm.
that are kind of it's digital. It's in Paint, Windows Paint.
In Windows Paint, really?
Yeah, I have a couple of them.
That's pretty cool.
Maybe can I share? Can I how
Of
the
course you can. You can try share. No problem.
okay,
We
share.
would like to see, and you can tell us what is
Okay,
what.
one some examples. This is not so old. It's I think 4 years, 3 years ago. But yeah, it's the most old stuff that I find. So here are my Instagram, right? Are you guys seeing?
Yes, yes.
Here's a drawing that I did in Paint, Windows
In Paint.
Paint. Yeah,
Really. Nobody uses
it's
Paint for this, but
yeah.
it's good for Paint. I mean, I would say it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's that I find the back then that Photoshop was too hard, has too many options, and I was kind of dumb. And I think, oh, I just draw in Paint. It's easier.
Yeah, this proves that when an artist is an artist, he can do art everywhere. So it's cool. This is Paint
Yeah,
again.
Paint
Pretty
again.
cool Paint, I would say. Yeah, yeah.
Some yeah, Paint. Spider-Man. The Spider-Man actually looks kind of good. Paint too.
If you notice anatomy and stuff, you are much better now.
Yeah. Here's another drawing. This drawing was starting to get better in paint,
Yeah, pretty cool.
right? And I have
You're
this
the
one
paint
too.
master, man. I've never seen this complicated drawings in paint before.
Yeah,
This is
it's
very
so
cool.
it's so you can see that you can
But with
do
the
like you
mouse,
said
right?
with the mouse, with the mouse.
Pretty cool. So with the mouse, guys, you can do stuff like this if you are good enough. So uh, having not having a a tablet is
Not excuse.
not excuse anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not excuse. Yeah, I talk about this a lot. Here are some examples how the draw starts in Paint, right? And
Yes.
how it goes.
Yeah, you have the
Uh,
process, which is cool.
yeah, how it
Some people
evolved.
are asking in the chat, where are you from? I will say he's from Brazil, from Sao Paulo,
São
and he
Paulo.
is very good. You will see what he has done before. These are his drawings. Now he's one of, I would say, very, very good 3D artist. But you will see.
Okay, we get there. So here's the my last draw that I ever did before I started 3D. When I started the 3D, I never drawn again,
Yeah, of course.
but I'll go back to it. I think it's important. I think it helps. I also recommend you guys to draw because you in 3D you take so long to do so little, and in 2D
Really,
draw,
really.
yeah,
Have you watched my
yeah.
channel? Have you watched my channel?
Besides Nico, right? Besides Nico, it takes so long to do so little, and with a paper and a pen, you do a face in 20 minutes to 10 minutes, a really good face, I don't know, or a body, a full body, anatomy body, that's gesture drawing people like to do. So you can train this gesture, that pose, that silhouette thing that is actually uh, the base, the foundation of art, right? That you have to study these foundations. I'll talk more about this afterwards, but yeah, you have to do this studies, and you can do this type of studies in 3D, but you can
Yes,
do in 2D too.
of course.
And in 2D, you can do more of these studies. You can do a lot. You can
But in
do
3D
so many.
will be more quality stuff because you will take the time and you will see it from all angles. Whatever. So
Yeah.
what I wanted to say about the stream, at some point the Zoom will go off and we have to kind of reconnect again because the free Zoom call is 40 minutes long, and obviously we will take probably longer than that. So that was just me saying.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I stopped sharing now. Let me continue. When I think I was telling about what I was
You
telling
were
about.
about when you were starting with paint, so you said the paint, and then how you
Yeah.
start, and with what program you start, and how did you even
Okay.
start working with sculpting?
I was talking about engineering stuff too.
Yeah, you started
So
the engineering, yeah.
yeah, I started the college, not the college, just a course, a professional course. It's called technician, something like that here in Brazil. I started to do this technician, more engineering stuff, a lot of math, right? Which I didn't like by any means. I just did it because as I said, in Brazil, when you don't know what to do, you do engineering. So yeah, I waste some time. I don't know if it's waste when you study something, but yeah, let's say I waste some time, 2 years trying to. I finished this technician, and I didn't find any job in the area because I didn't want to. I had the how do I say, let me, the diploma.
Diploma, yes. Diploma is diploma. No
University degree.
degree. Okay, diploma.
I
Diploma is
had the, yeah, I had the degree. I have finished the course and I could start working for that, but I didn't want to because, as I said, it was not what I like it. And then I had a job that was more to uh how do you guys say
telecommunication. Okay.
telecommunication.
Yeah.
Yes, this telecommunications. I working with telecommunications, and it was some office stuff, right? Office in the office with
Office, yes.
computers and everything.
You started this?
And yeah, I worked with this back then. I worked with this back then. So I in the I think 6 years, 6 years. Yeah, 6 years I worked in this industry of telecommunications, and I didn't like it by any means. It was pretty harsh, a lot of work, not good salaries, right? And I was kind of poor back then, didn't had so much. But as I lived with my parents, I didn't need much too. So yeah, it's okay. But if I were to live alone, I probably wouldn't uh
Wouldn't make it, yes.
yeah, wouldn't make it. So yeah, pretty not so good stuff. So when at the end, some at the last year, yeah, my last year in this industry, I not so let me rewind a bit. In 2018, that's really important to say. In 2018, I I was presented to Grossetti. I knew Grossetti. How do I say?
You
I'm
understand? You kind of you found out about
I
Grossetti,
knew.
right?
Yeah, find out. Yes, that's a good word. So I find out about Grossetti and his works, and it was amazing. Like you all
Yeah, we
know.
all know Grossetti.
Yeah, everybody knows. So yeah, then I find this guy and I see his works and oh my God, what the fuck is this stuff? So I try to research more about him. I see his Instagram. How did I know him? I knew him. Because he win as a best director in God of War, art director in God of War
Yes.
2018, right? So, and people start talking about him back then and say that, oh, he's Brazilian, you know? I think, oh, he's Brazilian, seriously. Oh, that's pretty good. Then I start to research about him, find his Instagram, and get really inspired. I see all these works and I see, oh, it's 3D, it's for games. Yeah, I didn't know what that was. So I started to research more about it. And then, yeah, I became a fan of his work. So then after that, I started a course of games, not 3D, not drawing, not modeling, just games here in Brazil,
But what is this
right?
course about?
About games, how to do games.
How to do
Com-
games, but what programming or what?
yeah,
Uh
programming,
huh.
everything, the story, everything.
Okay, it was a
So
good course or not? Not too
I
much.
wouldn't say,
Okay, okay,
not
I
too
understand.
much,
It was not the best. Okay.
not the best. So, so I started this course, and yeah, the course wasn't too good, but I was at least getting some things with this course because you can learn everything with everyone at any point. Yeah. And I learned some things. I learned that it's separated. 3D character artists do their thing, the environment artists do their thing, the other people in the art departments too, which I forget their names too. But there's the lead, the director, and everything.
But
You
it
know
was
about it.
useful. So this course was kind of useful for you. It was not
Yes,
wasted, you know.
yes.
It
No,
was fine
no.
because you understood some things and you
Yeah,
realized what you want to be when you grow up.
yes. That's it. That's it. That's really important what you say now. I realized what I want to be. Because when we were presented with Maya, right? I liked Maya a lot, 3D stuff, and that's really cool. I did some environment things there. And yeah, and then after this we were presented to ZBrush. And man, after that is a story. Because I really like ZBrush. It's easy software to do the modeling, yeah, right? The organic modeling. It's a hard software. It has a lot of tools and everything, but to do only a body or a face, it's really easy. You don't need too much. You need four brushes and that's it. So they teach us the brush, and I did my first things. It was starting to get it's horrible for me today, but back then people were seeing me in my computer and doing in the class doing my stuff. I used to doing mouse back then.
With the
I
mouse.
Yeah, the course has a tablet, but I didn't like it all. Uh because
Really?
I yeah, because I
But
used
now you
to
like it, right?
a lot. I love it. But back then I was so used to do things with mouse in the paint and
In
everything
paint, yeah.
that I didn't like it back then. The tablet I was doing all with mouse, and with mouse I was doing some things that doesn't look so bad, and people, wow, how can you do it? How yeah, and I had some understanding of anatomy back then because of Jin Lee, Proco, yeah, Proco,
Really? You
and
have watched Proco?
yeah, I watched
Very cool, yeah.
some of his videos
Yeah, Proco, amazing
when I
stuff.
was young.
I always
Yeah,
recommend it.
yeah, really, really, really good. And Proco and Jin Lee
Oh, okay.
teaching.
Okay, let me end this part because we have
It's already 40.
1 minute and 34 seconds
Oh.
left. So now we will end this and we will make another call. So we will continue the video just with a little bit of, end.
Hold
Okay?
on a little bit,
Yeah.
guys.
So remember your thought. You were into like when you started ZBrush, working with
ZBrush.
the mouse, Proco,
Yeah.
and stuff like this. So
Yeah.
remember it. And let's.
Let me
I will
notice
send you
now.
the link again. I'm not sure it will be the same link, but I will send you in the Discord the link. All right. I
Okay.
will end this
Okay.
one. Okay, guys. So yeah, this was because of the Zoom. Zoom. As Lucas said, they want money, and that's the problem sometimes with people wanting too much money. But 40 minutes are cool. 40 minutes is cool. He will be in no time. I will just have to go and let him share when he wants because we want to see how he was and then what he became now. Many people know how he is now, but how he was just 1 year and a half before now. It's important part. He was not bad. I mean, he was not super bad, but he was much worse than now. So now,
Okay. I'm here again.
yes, I think they can hear you. So continue with Proco and mouse modeling. Can you
ZBrush.
show us,
Yeah.
by the way, some mouse modeling things from back
Yeah.
in? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, share, please.
Let me
Please
share, please. Who knows? Let me. Okay.
see them.
Let's see my old works. This what kind was some of my old works. Here are one of my first works.
Yeah, pretty
It's
bad.
a
Yeah, I would say pretty bad.
yeah, pretty bad.
Yeah, but
So
that's good because now we can see how good you are. But when was
Look,
this?
look
I
at the
mean,
hand.
when was this? Like last year?
No, no. To rewind a bit to explain more, I started 2018, around 2018, I don't know, 2019, 2018. I think it was 2019. I did those things
Course.
as this course, and
Yes.
I did this lessons that were given to us. And the
Amazing, amazing
lesson,
quality.
yeah, this is the actually the first body I did. Actually,
Okay.
the first body. Here you can see that I did know some things about anatomy because of Broco and Jim Lee, as I said. So that there's deltoid. I did know the names back then.
Yeah, but the short legs, where did they come from?
Radialis, the short leg. Yeah, some people in Brazil has short legs, so
Ah, so you saw the people. Okay, okay, okay.
I'm kidding. But yeah, I did this, and okay, was one of my lessons to do two characters back then. I had to do this one.
This
Okay.
one is not bad.
Yeah, this is finished. It's finished. It take me a week, 2 weeks, something like that, 2 weeks to finish and render out. The render is horrible, but the modeling, yeah, it's kind
But
of cool.
tell me if you have to do this thing now, how much time will it take you now with your current skill and knowledge and everything?
With
Few hours
with
probably.
with render and the modeling, yeah, 1 hour, 1 hour, 1.5 hour.
So 2 weeks and then 1, 2 hours, something like this. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I and also this one
Yeah.
was the lesson, the activity, and to do a Anubis. Anubis. I didn't know anything about props. As you can see,
Yeah.
I didn't know do this. They were pretty bad, the props. So, but the anatomy was kind
Amazing.
of amazing, perfect, but was kind of getting there, right? We have some brachialis, some
Yeah,
radiobrachialis.
yeah. It seems that you know kind of the stuff. I've seen people kind of show me this type of models, and I say that they have to work more. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not, in a level which is acceptable for the 3D industry, for example.
No, by any means, by any
Yeah.
means. So I did this, and okay, I quit the course. I quit the course because I didn't want to know not about nothing anymore. I just want this. I want ZBrush. It's ZBrush. It's
But you
my
did this,
love.
all of this, you did with a mouse.
Oh, with a mouse, with a mouse.
Everything, this, and the other ones are with the mouse.
Yeah, these two
Okay, pretty
mouse.
cool. Yeah, pretty cool.
So yeah, I quit the course. I didn't like the course so much. I just liked the ZBrush, and the ZBrush was finished back then, back in the
So they finished
when
with
I
the ZBrush part of the
yeah,
course, and
yes,
you said,
part.
I don't want to hear anything else. This is my
Yes.
program. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
that's my love, my program. So I quit the course. It started the pandemic stuff. Yeah, the pandemic. So we were in a lockdown and we couldn't start any other course or do anything. And yeah, I was in my home and I didn't have a PC. I
Really?
was, yes, like I said, I was kind of poor. My brother had a PC. My brother had a PC because he stole the PC, the house PC to him
To himself. Okay.
and for himself and start to do the upgrades and make it better, but it's mine. He said it's my PC, it's my PC. So I didn't had any other PC, and I didn't came back to ZBrush anymore. Okay, so the only
So in the
knowledge,
beginning of, I mean, in March of 2020, you just didn't have access for PC. So you just quit ZBrush for how long?
until last year to
Until
2021.
2021. So 1.5 year you didn't have access to PC, right?
right.
It was
Nothing.
pretty sad for you, I guess. How
Oh,
did you
so
felt?
sad.
I mean, how was your
Horrible.
feeling? Could
Horrible.
you go to your brother and tell him, can I use your computer for 2 hours a day just to sculpt, just to do some, some art?
I could, but he's really he didn't like to that I touch his things. And
But
I
it's not
also didn't like
exactly completely his, right?
yeah, it's not completely his,
So,
but yeah, but I didn't
okay,
want to
it is
bother
what it
him.
is. As we
Yeah.
say, it is what it is. So, you had no access. Then what happened?
Okay, so the pandemic stuff, I was in house. I started to work remotely, right? In that how do you guys say?
What? Remote what?
That work I did, I used to do
The engineering or what? What was that?
was
Projector?
telecommunication,
What?
telecommunication, telecommunication.
Telecommunication. Okay,
Yeah,
telecommunication.
I was in telecommunication because my father was too, and I get the job by
So amazing! You
is
were so
referring.
happy with the job and everything. Yes.
No, no,
No,
not
but a little bit.
happy.
No. Okay.
Not a little, even a little bit, not even a little.
But
But
money,
yeah,
right? Money. Okay.
money, money. So yeah, I was starting to work remotely, and would I then
They gave you a
the
computer.
they gave a computer to me. Yes, and they didn't run ZBrush at all. So I get back to my drawings, and also a very important thing to have in mind. I didn't had how to put a way to put ZBrush in that PC, but I did started to study some things, right? Study the life of the 3D artists. I started to research. I think back then I already knew Nico, by the way. Uh, and I started to search for other artists, more about Rossetti, more about the area and what it takes to get in the area. So I did this studies because I didn't had a PC to study ZBrush. I had a PC to just to study the area. You have to study the
You
area.
browsed the internet and
Yeah,
studied
if you
about those
have a
things.
browse, just search about the area. You have to study about the area. You have to study how to get there, how to stay, how what are the role you want. So yeah, I started to do these things, and even as I was working and with a YouTube video of Grossetti, for example, saying, "Oh, you need to do this to get in the area, you need to do that, and also that." And yeah, so I started to watch this type of videos
So you
to
are
do this type.
preparing mentally, and you
Yes,
are just winding your
prepare.
what was this whatever, you're winding yourself, winding, and until you burst. When you had ZBrush, you just burst, and made
Yeah,
incredible art.
I had a lot of knowledge.
Yes.
Uh,
Theoretical knowledge,
yes,
a lot
I
of
was,
theory.
I was, yeah,
Theory.
was this word. I had a lot of theory. I just need the practice.
Yes.
So I started to save some money, in the work I had, the job I had, saving some money until in last year by June, I had the money I needed, right?
And what did
So
you build with that money?
I bought a PC, a good one, a really good one with 16 of RAM, Ryzen 3, 3600. Uh, what else?
The video card is not important for
The
ZBrush.
video, yeah, the video card was 1060,
1060.
1060. Yeah, it's good enough to start doing a lot of things, right? Actually, right? Just to study, it's good enough.
With the ZBrush, it's not important. I mean, ZBrush uses processor and RAM mostly.
RAM,
Video card.
RAM is pretty important.
Yeah.
At this point, I have a 32 gigas of RAM,
It's kind
but
of enough.
it, yeah, almost the character I'm doing, it's lagging a lot. It's crashing my PC.
How many
Uh,
polygons is it? How many millions?
I started to take some subtools and do some decimation. But before I do the decimation, it was 800 million, around
Eight
800 million.
hundred
8 million.
million. 800? Do I hear
Million.
right? 800 million. Almost a
Yes,
billion.
almost a billion.
What are you doing, man? It's nobody's done does that. I mean, what's happening here?
Yeah,
My
it's
if I say my most my biggest and most detailed model ever was no more than 60, 70, 80 million. So 10 times less
mm,
than yours, I see you have a lot of detail, but still
yeah.
800 million.
Yes, it's because of the detail. There's a lot of subtools. I think it
Yeah,
has
yeah, yeah.
130, 160 subtools.
Yeah, it's normal, but
And
800. Wow, I have never heard
yeah,
of this kind of. But you have a lot of detail. I can admit that. Yeah, you have.
yeah,
You love to
maybe,
put a lot of detail.
yeah, maybe with some knowledge, I didn't need to put that much of resolution because I could do the details in Substance Painter, for example.
Yeah,
So I
no, no,
didn't
no.
need,
It's good to have them in the sculpt because at some point you might want to 3D print it or to whatever. It will be good to have them in the sculpt. In my
yeah, and
opinion,
to show off.
it's yeah. By the way, no, don't show it this model.
No,
Yeah, to
I'll
show
leave
off.
it to the
Yeah,
end.
yeah, yeah,
I'll
this
leave
is
it
for
to
the
the
end. But
very end.
now, so you bought this computer, 16 gigabytes of RAM,
Yeah.
reasonable processor, and a video card. Not super good, but it's okay. And then, have you had a tablet?
No, I didn't
Ah,
have
so you started with the
with
mouse
mouse
again.
too. Again,
So
again.
show us your first works with your new computer and with the mouse.
New computer. I think it's all of this works not, oh my God, what is doing? Like this face.
Okay.
This one is the same. It's Mads Mikkelsen.
Yes, yes.
The first thing I did when I bought the PC was likeness. I didn't know what was likeness. I just did. It was
I still don't know what it is, but whatever. Yeah.
so I really like likenesses. I like doing realistic portraits. I did back then with the pencil in my papers. And I did in the ZBrush too, my first things. And I did this, then it's not good. Maybe I can get better. One thing that I can point out is I always had a drive to make things better. I
That's very important, by the way, to
yeah, I
notice
think
that you are not as good yet. So you have to have the eye for the good
yeah,
things. Yeah,
the eye is pretty important. I'll talk
yeah.
a bit about this later. So the head, one of the first heads I did, I saw and didn't like much because I think I had always had the eye uh in front of my techniques, right?
Yeah.
I always have the eye in front. So I already saw the errors. A lot, most people, what I want you guys to understand is that most people will do this head, and when they starting and they say, "Whoa, it's amazing, it's perfect." Mamma mia, it's I'm better than Grossetti. Let's face it. Let's face it.
That's true, by the
So
way. That's true.
most of the starting beginners they are doing this, right?
Yes,
So
but your head is for a beginner. I mean, beginner in this, made with a mouse. I I think it's pretty good. Maybe it's very good. I'm sure that now, with
for
your current
starters,
knowledge, with the mouse, you can do much better head than that with mouse even. I'm
I
sure.
don't think I can use mouse
No, no,
anymore.
no, you can, you can. I've tried once. It was very difficult in the first 20 minutes, but then you get used to it and you can do almost the same things that you are doing with the tablet. So, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I did this head and I saw a lot of people that get happy. No, oh my God, I'm doing so good. I'm perfect. And it's okay, it's enough. I don't need to do it better than this for now. It's okay for now. No, it's not okay for now. It's not good. Make it better. So the next day I have take the head and thought, let's go through it. Let's make it a bit better at least. And I get this. It's kind of better. It's getting something
Definitely.
here.
Yeah. More
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah. So in one day, see the evolution, right?
Yes.
One day. Why this happened? Because what I said, I'm not happy with my works. Never. I'm never happy. So okay, then after that, I start to do some
Yeah. Anatomy. Yeah.
anatomy bodies and this stuff. Look at this leg. Oh my God. So yeah, faces of women. Women always
Yeah,
were
this at
my
least looks like a woman, you know, because many people when they start, even me, when we start sculpting and when we start trying to do a female face, man, it's like
it's
an
nightmare.
ugly male or something. It's not very good.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I know. So yeah, I did this heads, female always were my weak spot. Always were my weak spot. So I started to do a lot of females to convey that I could do a better
To improve, yeah.
uh yeah, to improve in this area. Because you need to work in your not good stuff, right? The things
Exactly.
you're not
You have
not
to address your weak points.
yes, weak
And for
points.
example, if your weak point like me and him were the girls, and you have to start
Do
doing
more
it,
girls.
yeah, girls are a very weak point for all of us men, but it's normal. So don't worry.
Normal.
But
For woman that do 3D, it's opposite. They can't do
exactly,
men's.
exactly. Because
Yeah,
why? Because when you were drawing all these years in your classroom and ever, you were drawing male mostly.
male.
Exactly.
Shirtless,
Shirtless,
uh,
male with big
muscle
biceps and stuff. Yeah.
men's a lot. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I did the not so. It's much worse than the male you see.
No,
But yeah,
I would say it's not bad. I mean, it's not very bad. It's fine.
yeah,
It's
it's
cool.
kind of flat the head this angle, but okay. Yeah, I started to get better. The same model, see, starting to get better the anatomy. The evolution for me was some days like one day to improve. Because of that, like I said, no, it's not good enough. Some people will do this and finish and say and post in Facebook. Oh, this is my first model. I
Yeah.
think it's pretty good for the first one. What you guys think? Haha. And no, it's not pretty good. You can do better. So I keep pushing. You can see it's
But you
kind
know,
of
I can absolutely rely on that, working on your weak points. Why do I say that? Because I realized that my female bodies were uh not as good as my male. So what I did, I started to do a lot of them, a lot, researching, searching for all the courses I can find about the subject, and I realized there is no good course about female anatomy. What did I did? I researched a lot, I practiced
now
a lot,
there is.
and I did a course. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
I
now
did a
there
course about
is.
that.
I did this course, by the way. I did
Yeah,
this course, by the
because
way.
I did it to help people like you who want to improve themselves in this area. You know?
Yeah, so I did some studies here. You can see the muscles. I start to draw. I take the screenshot and I draw on top of it.
Very good. But let me ask you something. So, at this time, you were drawing with the mouse. For how long?
Mouse.
Tell me how long until you started using a pen, and how did you start using the pen? Just a time. Give me a time.
I think 1 month, 2 months,
1 month. Okay.
two
But
look at this through. I think through maybe this or this one, I was with a
mouse.
pen. With a
Now you
pen.
started with the pen here.
Yeah, I think around here, something like that. Because I had a friend that was from this course I did that
Yeah.
I tell you guys,
Yeah.
and I made friends with him, and he started doing 3D before me because he's already got a PC. He's rich,
Oh.
He's
When you
kind of
have
rich.
PC in Brazil, you're rich, right?
Yeah, almost like that. Almost like that.
Middle class,
Um,
middle class.
yeah, middle class. He had a good PC, and he started before me, and he did their stuff, and then he didn't like so much. I think maybe I think he is in the chat. Maybe he can say more about it. But I think he didn't like so much what he was doing, and he get not motivated anymore, and he stopped it, right? And the year he stopped it, it was the year that I started, and he came up to me when he see my WhatsApp. It's a app we use in here in Brazil.
WhatsApp, everybody knows WhatsApp, yeah.
Yeah, some people don't, but yeah. And I I I put in these stories in the WhatsApp what I was doing, and he saw and said, "Oh," he came up to me and said, "Oh, you're 3D now, really good." And he had some knowledge, much more knowledge because the year uh
Before?
before, the year before it, he was doing the 3D stuff. He was studying, and yeah, and he just stopped it, and he came up to me. He said, "Oh, you're doing 3D, so yeah, really cool. We can start doing together and study together." Yeah, and I take this fellowship to help each other out. So it's really good. A
Yeah, it's
tip
very
for you
important.
guys, a tip for you guys is to have a friend or some friends that has the same mentality that you. Why it has to be the same? Because if it's not the same, this person will drag you down. That's the truth. You face it. This person will drag you down. So you have to find people that has the same mentality
That's
than
why we
you.
have the Discord channel.
Yeah, it's this type of stuff. It's amazing. So yeah, I start talk about him with him, and he recommended to me, man, buy the pen tablet, man. Why are you doing this in the mouse? You think this Grassetti uses mouse? So yeah, oh, Grassetti doesn't use mouse, so I'll buy this thing too. So
What tablet have you bought?
a pretty cheap one which I use to this day. It's I don't know if I can show
Advertisement.
advertisement here.
What is
It's
this? Is Huion or whatever? What is
Huion.
Huion? Okay.
It's AHS 64.
The
It's
cheapest
one,
Huion, right? No.
yeah, like one by Wacom.
Yeah. So
So
everybody, you can use the cheapest tablet you can find, second hand, and will be better than the mouse, and you will be okay.
it's
So
enough. You
that's a
just
tip.
need to you just need one you just need to take the better thing than the mouse, which is the pen tablet.
Yeah.
The cheapest one, it's okay. There are some people that come up to me and say, I'll buy a display tablet, a Cintiq, which costs $100 million, and they will be the best one. And no, you won't be the best one. Actually, I think will be worst with this Cintiq, these expensive tablets. I think you'd be worse. Why? Why, you ask? Why? Why, Nico?
Yes. Why? But why?
The reason why is because in your brain, right? You are doing the studies, and you don't put so much effort in this studies because you think in your brain, you're not mentality it, but in your brain you think that, man, I don't need to put so much effort because this tablet will do the work for me. This tablet will do the work for me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Yeah.
So you don't put too much effort. So it uh let me take the word, gets in the way. It gets
Yeah.
in the way. So I recommend for every starter, don't buy a Cintiq. Don't buy a Cintiq. Okay, if you have one, just sell it. Sell it now. Take it, sell it, and
Yeah.
buy one by Wacom.
Wacom will write to YouTube to get down this video, because of you. They will say, "Go," you know. This video has
Yeah,
to go down.
but you can buy it afterwards, right? You can start with one by Wacom, and then you put much more effort because you think in your brain that, man, I need to put effort in this because this is trash. This pen tablet,
Yeah.
it's actually not, but you would think that it's completely trash. I had to put so much more effort now, and your scopes will become better. So yeah, that's one tip I can give you
Okay,
guys.
let's get back into the road. So you bought this tablet for
About this
how
tablet.
for how much money? Everybody is interested in how much money you gave to this tablet. Dollars, US
I
dollars.
I buy it with reais, which is our local currency, but with if would were dollars would be
Yeah.
like $50. I don't know,
Well,
something
fifty
like that.
dollars is
Nah,
it's a
I
good
don't
amount of
know,
money.
80, 50, 40, something like that.
It's no, it's a lot of money. I mean, for $50 here in Bulgaria, you can get a one by Wacom medium size. I mean, for $50, it's around
Yeah,
that.
it's because a different country, different
Probably,
currencies,
probably, yeah,
different.
probably.
I can't say much, but in my local currency, which is reais,
Yes,
it was 300 reais,
300 real.
250
We call it reals.
real. It can
Yeah,
be, yeah, 300 or two. I think it wasn't 300, 250. I think it was
250.
the
So it was like more
250.
like
But
$30 or
this is
something.
pretty cheap for us.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Things, everything here in Brazil is 1,000 reais. Everything. And Apple, 1,000 reais. I don't know, Apple, no.
Apple is
The
expensive
fruits.
everywhere.
No, I mean the fruits, the fruits. Like a banana. It's not
Banana.
actually fruits are not expensive in Brazil.
They
The
shouldn't be. You are making them there.
Yeah, of
So
course.
it's your
Uh, the
local
the
thing,
the food the food here we eat a lot. Even poor people eat a lot. Some people in Brazil will not agree. No, there's so many poor people. Don't Man, in Brazil, the poor, not miserable, but the poor people eats more than middle class people in some regions even in Europe. We eat so good, but that's another history. So let's get back.
Yeah.
But the electronics which we get imported from other countries are so expensive. There's so much taxes and everything, and the minimum salary here in Brazil is 1,300, I think, something like that. 1,300. It's the minimum salary,
Tell us
and
in dollars, how much is this?
oh, in dollars, I think $300, something like that.
Two
One,
hundred
200.
dollars a minimum salary. It's not
No,
super.
200, 200, 200.
Okay, 200 is low. In Bulgaria, it's almost twice as that, the minimum salary.
Yeah, the
In
minimum
my
salary
country.
in Brazil, it's, oh my God, pretty bad. So, and almost everything costs thousand reais, right? So the monitors, thousand, everything's thousand. Okay. So yeah, 250, which I paid in this Huion, was 250, and it was pretty cheap, pretty cheap. 250 for us is pretty cheap. So yeah, I started to use this one. My friend, I said, thanks, friend. It's Luan, uh, Luan Silva, I think. He's Luan Vieira here in the chat. So he's my friend. And we're starting work together. We have the same mentality. I said to him, man, let's become good. Yeah, good. No, but not just good. Let's become great. Yeah, no, but not just great. Let's become Grossetti. Let's be really amazing. Yeah, I and then we take this fury and energy and we have put in our studies. So even though he didn't started to study back then, he started to study a year after. But yeah, so myself, back to me. I did my studies. I start to research even more about the life of the artists, their histories, how they did what they did, how they get to the level they are now, like we're doing now, right? We're doing this kind of thing, so you can
Yeah.
see how I get to the level I am, and yeah, and take some tips. And the tips are really important. Take these tips, note down, and really put there in practice because it's really important. So I studied these things. I was studying a 3D with pen, tablet for, like I said, for that model, which was around here. Maybe I can show you guys pretty quick some of the models I did with mouse.
Of course, of
Yeah,
course.
pretty quick because this is getting pretty long.
Yeah, by the
Uh,
way, in 8 minutes, we'll have to restart this again, but it's okay.
Restart again. Okay. So yeah, you will see, you guys will see as I show my works that I study anatomy like hell. I really study a
Okay,
lot
tell
of
us
anatomy.
how many hours a day you spend doing this.
Okay, since I started, even back then, the first day I was putting uh, from 6 to 10 hours every day to this day. It never
So
stopped.
when you started the summer of last year, every day 6 to 10 hours.
6 to 10 hours, yeah.
How many kilos have you
If
gained by then? Tell me.
a lot.
A lot.
I'm looking like Thor from God of War Ragnarok now.
So yeah,
So
that's the little bit of disadvantage, you know.
yeah, it's because Grossetti know me because I'm really famous, and he said, "Wow, you do look like really good if you were a Thor." And he take some pictures of me, and he did the Thor
Ah,
for this
of
game.
course, yeah.
Yeah. So I was actually pretty skinny in 2020, 2020, 2019 back then.
So
And I
2 years
start,
ago you were skinny, and now you are like how many? 20 kilos above that?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So because of
disadvantage.
the
Yeah.
pandemic, disadvantage of being a really studying a lot. So because of the pandemic, I didn't go out of my home. Uh, One thing I could do that I recommend you guys is to do gym at least. I'll start doing gym. I've always says this, but by the way, but I'll really start. So I recommend you guys doing gym. If you're
Either
gonna,
gym, either gym or good genetics also helps, you know.
some people don't, yeah,
But if
yeah.
you don't have it, you have to go to the gym, you know.
Yeah, it's for your health, right? So yeah, I recommend you guys that are really serious about it and want to put a lot of hours into the 3D and
A lot of
everything.
hours.
Take 1 hour and put into the gym just to make sure your health is going well. I don't think mine is going too well now, but I'll try to run after it next year. I don't know, tomorrow, I don't know. But but it's because I'm so focused and into this thing that I only think about it. It's something that you have to have the middle ground, but I think you have to be strive to get better.
let's
So
try let's try by the way. I will get the calculator here. And so let's say 17 months. Each month has 30 days. So 17 by 30. Okay,
mm,
510 days until you started. For example, let's say around that 510 days. Every day, at least 6 hours, right? But every day, at
yeah,
least.
some
So
days 10 hours, yeah,
some days 10, but let's make a middle
8.
8 hours. So the multiply by 8. So at least 4,000 hours you have just for 1 year, not even 1 year and a half, year and few months. So for year and a few months, you have over 4,000 of hours. Not many people can do it. But if you do
Yeah,
it, and if you are doing it correctly, because he has started a lot of, a lot of studies, a lot of uh, things that are completely
in depth.
directed to get better, not just do something for fun, you know. It's just
Yeah,
studies and looking references, probably. Yes.
yeah. I think people usually take this area like just fun, just for fun. I'm doing
Yeah,
this just
for
for
fun
fun.
is okay, but you will not get better very quickly. It will be slow,
If
very slow
Yeah,
process.
if it's just for fun, then it will not happen. You
By
need
the
to
way, we
take
have a
it
question in
serious.
chat, which will be a little bit ahead of time, but I will ask it. Do you already receive any value from your 3D works?
Value. What
Are
he
you working?
means.
Are you making money with 3D? That's what they ask.
Yes, yes.
You're making,
Do,
but you would say
how
about.
the time is going?
We have 3 minutes and 50 seconds
Okay.
until the restart.
I can talk about a bit about this. Let me go forward much quicker.
Yeah.
So then I started doing the studies. I bought a pen tablet, and I was putting 6 to 10 hours, focusing on only on that. I didn't go to gym. I didn't go to anywhere. I just focused on that. I think that you have to be really focused, not as focused as me, but really focused to get to a certain level. And I put this mentality, I need to do better, I need to do better. I do a lot of studies, and in 6 months, 6 months or around 7 to 6 months, I get a job in the industry.
Really? So around the beginning of this year,
Yeah, January.
January. So around 7 months, yeah,
Yeah,
6 to 7 months.
yeah.
And
So
show us your works that gets you to this job.
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, just to go through this bad works before. Let me show. There's some
They're not all
things,
bad.
some
I mean,
works.
they're decent. Some of them are decent. Yeah.
Yeah, some had some. Okay, I started to take it seriously on the anatomy. It doesn't look good, I know, but I started to take some people with poses and see how the muscles goes and shoulder plates, how what they are doing. So yeah, I started to study. Then I this is looking better already. You can see it's another model. And yeah, I was focusing a lot. You can see women that I was pretty bad. I was trying to focus on that. Focus on hand, small details. Doesn't look good, but back then it was something.
Nomad skill.
Before there's one thing I want to show. Before I started, I bought this PC and I started to study again. Uh, I I I have downloaded the app Nomad.
Nomad
Nomad,
sculpt. Yeah.
yeah. So I did some things here. Let me show you. Before I bought the PC, because I was, oh
Yes.
my God, I need to sculpt something. Oh my God. And I started to sculpt these things. Okay. And
Yeah.
this was actually better than the ZBrush. I don't know why. So look,
How do you do
instead
it with your finger or what?
with the finger. The
Finger.
phone, my little phone and finger.
The finger. Pretty
Yeah.
cool. Pretty cool.
That just to show people you can do with everything, anywhere, don't have excuses. So yeah, I did this type of things. Then I got back to ZBrush.
Okay, we have to restart.
Some
Okay,
things.
remember your thought. Let's restart because we have less than 1 minute.
Wait a little bit,
Okay.
guys.
Yeah. We're we're starting it again and again and again and again. But it's just how Zoom works. It's normal. Probably it's absolutely normal. Let me invite him first. Otherwise, it will be difficult for him to speak if I don't exactly. And then fix the sharing. Okay, he can share. Yeah. So I see people in the chat are saying about the economy in Argentina, in Brazil. I'm sure that people in Turkey also can say the same thing, but it's all over the place. I mean, there is no country now that's doing very good because the times are like this. You know, it's just inflation, global crisis, global everything is global. Of course, some people will get worse than others. Like Turkey, for example, it's close to us. I know that their inflation is bigger than ours here, but still, also Argentina probably and maybe Brazil. But all the world is going down a little bit. But always the economy is working like ups and downs, and now we are on the down. We are going down, and hopefully the bottom will be soon, and then we will go up again. But we'll see. That's debatable.
Yeah, the things are pretty bad now. But yeah, let's go back to
Yeah, let's go
today.
back to the topic here. So You
Yeah.
told us that you found a job in the industry in January, and show us your works from the January. So for 6 months, we want to see how much you improved.
Okay, this before I go to there, this is 4 months. Okay,
Okay.
the anatomy a bit better, right?
Yeah,
Bit better.
a bit better.
So I started
So for
one
3 months,
project.
every day, let's say for 3 months, training every day for 6 hours, you cannot go too good in anatomy. You can go a little bit better, which shows how anatomy is kind of hard. It's not very,
Really
very
hard.
easy, you know.
But it's really good to show to people that I didn't was too good in anatomy since the beginning, because they will see a major improvement, I think, I hope, in the next photos, pictures. So yeah,
You have to share the
uh,
screen again, yeah.
I'm not sharing. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you have to share
Oh
it.
my
And
God.
also, there is a question in chat that if the mobile app is compatible with a pen. Yes, I'm using Nomad sometimes on my Galaxy Note with the S Pen. So it's completely, and it's very kind of nice to use it with a pen because you have a pen pressure and everything. It's much better with than with a finger. So now,
Okay,
what is
are you
this?
guys seeing now?
Yes, yes, we see it.
Okay, this is what I mean by the anatomy was getting a bit better with 3 months. This was
Yes.
4 months. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, creature stuff. Okay, pretty bad teeth. Okay,
Not
so
bad. I mean, it's cool.
I've started to do another project which Luan had helped me, my friend. He helped me with this project to do a statue, a sculpture, a statue, okay, collectibles. So, which I will say to you guys that didn't work. I accept my fail and I move on. I think it's pretty cool to say that because most people think, no, everything he does, he did really well and just get successful at this and it's
No, no,
everything
this is
goes right.
only me. Most people are having fails, you know.
Yeah.
I've never had fails, but many people have fails, you know. That's that's the thing.
Yeah. So I started a Loki likeness, like full body and everything. I'll show you guys. This is the beginning, and as we go, I always, oh, I want to do better, want to do better, and going on. You can see getting
This is a little
something,
bit like yeah.
getting something.
Okay, getting better.
Okay.
But are you using
Oh,
the same model and just
same model.
improving it?
Yes, I always
Okay.
do this. Yeah, because like I said, I start a model, doesn't look good. I think I think to myself, I'll make it better, make it better, make it better, the same model. Okay.
Okay, okay, okay.
So here getting better, and here was the final. The final
Pretty
head
cool.
I
I would
got.
say pretty cool, yeah.
You can
Maybe the
see
top part
the,
of the head is a little bit bigger, but improvement is obvious.
yeah,
It's
it's getting
absolutely
bald.
obvious.
It's
By
getting
the way,
bald.
let me just answer a question in the chat. The guy said that if he works 1 hour per day, it's not enough. It will be enough, but it will take you
10 years.
6 times more. I mean, or 8 times more. So instead of year and a half, it will take you 10 years, for example, to get to this level. Or even if you will not be able to get it because 1 hour a day you will not work every day probably. You will say, "Of this hour today I cannot work this 1 hour. I cannot spend it." So you will skip days, which will take even longer. So it will take too long. I mean, it's almost impossible for
Pretty long.
1 hour a day. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Pretty long. So let me talk about this pretty quick. I'll go to the answer about the question about my job. Let me talk about this pretty quick. So guys, if you will spend only 1 hour, as Nico said, it will take pretty long. And I think you have to stop and think for yourself if it's worth to put much more hours in the beginning so you get good quick, and then afterwards you can relax a little bit, you can just do your works, because if you study for, like I said, 6 months in my case, or a year, pretty hard, and do your studies and become better and get a job in the industry, then you can calm down a little bit and getting better jobs and just calming down a little bit, focusing on the girlfriend. I don't know. There was some question in the Discord actually that someone asked me, how do I manage this with my girlfriend? You don't. So if you have a girlfriend,
It's not gonna work.
is it's gonna work. I'm just kidding. It works. My friend, it's a great example. He started with me, as I said, and he has a girlfriend, and he lives with her. And he was thinking in the beginning that she wouldn't let him study a lot. She would keep bothering him. And I said to him, man, talk to her. You have to talk to her. Talk to her. You have to do this. You want to get good quickly. Talk to her. She will understand if she is right for you. This is really important. If she is right for you, she will understand, right? So he talked to her and she said, okay, do your stuff, study. I'm here to support you. You can do this.
That's cool.
He was already uh, really well paid with another job, completely different job, and his girlfriend said to him, "Okay, you can quit this job that you already have, that you put the years that you win a really good income. You can put this back and start in this. You can do both at the same time in the beginning. Then after you quit, right?" So that his girlfriend was okay. Is everything okay? It's fine. If she didn't say that, she was not right for you. It's the same thing for you. If she wants to do something and you don't support, you are not his girlfriend, his boyfriend. You are some jerk that is bothering her. Just that. So yeah, talk to your wife, talk to your girlfriend. Oh my God. And tell her, oh, look, through 1 year, I will study like hell. I will study 4 hours per day if I have 4 hours. If I have five, will be five. If I have six, will be six. And the weekends too. I myself, I
10
study
hours.
even
Weekends, 10 hours.
weekends, Fridays, everything. So talk to her, she will understand, and just do it. If you want to get to a certain level quick, at least 4 hours. At least four
At
hours.
least, yeah. So,
Every major artist in the area, which are the biggest, wow,
yes.
like
Even
Grossetti,
Grossetti. Yeah.
even much, uh, yeah, let's go. Grossetti, Igor Kato, Danilo Ataide, which is the principal character artist at Santa Monica, which is Brazilian. Um,
You
Gilberto
know Pablo
Magno.
Perdomo? Do you know Pablo Perdomo?
I I
You
don't
haven't
know.
heard of him? He's very
Maybe
good.
I
He's
don't know.
very good. But whatever, it's yeah.
Yeah, all these great persons, the great artists, if you ask them, they will say 4 hours that took them. Maybe they will say to you, you can do in 2 hours, 1 hour. It if he says that, it's to make you feel better. But if you want to get to the level he is, something close to the level they are, you have to put at least 4 hours. You have to think mostly about this. All your life has to be about this, all your thoughts,
Yeah,
the
so
people you
basically, you need
talk.
to quit your girlfriend, and you don't need a girlfriend.
No,
That's the thing.
you
No. 3D is better than a girlfriend, and that's what we get from this conversation, and it's okay. It's normal. We all get it.
Oh my
That's
God.
why we all have this into our desks, which is a toilet paper, because we don't need a girlfriend, you know? That's why.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
let's continue. Tell us about Loki. What's happening with it?
So, Loki, I failed with Loki. Sorry,
Okay.
Loki. I know you're looking
So,
at me, but I failed you. Because I was in, there's one thing I did, which is important to I talk. which is that I asked it to a fellow Brazilian artist, which is really good. He is a art supervisor at Blizzard now.
Well,
He's one of my biggest inspirations because he get in the industry, AAA, big games industry, in 4 years. 4 years. He
from
get in
start to finish, 4 years.
4 years.
Very
He
good.
took 4 years. So this was a big inspiration for me. And I have asked he some questions, and I showed him this. Actually, was this model, and asked for him. It is okay. It's looking good. How is? I asked for feedback, right? So he said he so good with words. He said just few words and I understand completely. I'm good to understand too. I'm a very good understander. I don't know how to say.
Understander? Yeah, we understand. No problem. We are also good understanders, so don't worry about it.
So I usually forget the words in Brazil in Portuguese.
Oh, me too.
Imagine
So
in
it's
English.
absolutely it's okay.
Okay, so I did this. I showed to him and said some things, and I blew my mind. I understand right away what he meant. So he said, the anatomy is not so good. The foundations are not so good. Study more foundations.
Yeah, the
But
forehead is pretty flat, by the way, as I see it
pretty
from here.
flat, yeah, pretty flat. That's important. So yeah, I was thinking. I didn't understand right away. Right, I was thinking about this the entire day. So I thought, why? He's looking kind of like him. Why? What is the foundation? Why he's saying that? Then I start to think the entire day about that, and I did some researches. I did some researches about foundation and what he meant. A lot of people asks for feedback from great artists, and the great artists say what they have to do, and the people don't do. Why, guys? Why, guys? Why you do this? Why doing this? So do just consider it at least what he's talking about. See with other artists, see if all are telling the same thing to you. If they are all telling the same thing to you, then you you have to do what they're saying. So I just needed one, guys, right? It's Gabriel too. It's uh Gabriel too. It's the same name. Bona, Gabriel Bona, right?
Wait. There is a question in chat. People are asking very persistently. If you study only the high poly sculpting or topology texturing UV2.
I'll get to that. It's cause this
But
will
until this point,
mess the thing.
with Loki, have you studied any low poly
High
UV?
poly, just high poly,
Just high poly, okay. Okay. I
just
think
high
that
poly.
that answers the question. Continue afterwards. What happened?
Let's continue. So it was Gabriel Bona. He have gave the feedback. He said I need to study more foundations, and I start to research about foundations and see what he meant by that. What was he meant? He was meant by the anatomy, the bone structure uh, under the skin, and the fat pads, and the muscles, and the silhouette, and the gesture, and the expressions, everything. This is foundation, right?
Yeah.
I start to study about this and understand what it is, and I gave up on this project. Okay, finally we can finish this part. I did some other stuff, studies, pretty bad, pretty bad, pretty bad, pretty bad, kind of okay. One of the first renders I did,
Not bad.
okay.
Not bad.
Here,
Hmm.
here, here. So this was my first study after what he said to me. He said, "You need to study for this." So I did a skull before it, I think, but I don't have it. So I did a skull, everything pretty bad, okay. And then I did this type of studies. I studied the face muscles, how it looks, how it is. I don't know the names, most of the names,
You don't need
but
to.
don't need. But you can study this too. It's
You
pretty
need only one name for the muscles. Sternocleidomastoid is the name, by the way.
sternocleidomastoid, right?
Sternocleidomastoid. You have to know this.
It's a pretty good name.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
one of the most difficult and long names, but that's why it's so cool. Yeah.
so cool, so cool. So yeah, you can search the names if you want, but you don't need to, right? So okay, I did the form, study the foundation, study the muscles, why the face looks like he does, why, what it has below the everything, below the skin, what is happening, what is happening, you ask me. So I did this stuff. Okay. Then after this, I did this planes study. Doesn't isn't quite right some things, but yeah, you can see the year was a thing that I was pretty bad. You will see the improvement in the year, but yeah,
Yeah, this is not bad.
yeah, quite
This year
quite quite
is
bad.
yeah, acceptable.
Okay, let's so here. Okay, the planes of the face study. Okay, this was planes of the face studies. Then I bought the course of uh, Nico, which I was already watching his videos. Then I bought his course about Superman,
Superhuman anatomy, yes.
superhuman anatomy, and I did this face,
Superman.
this head. I did the whole body. I
Pretty
actually
cool.
have tagged Nico last year, showing him. I don't know if you will remember. He said to me back then that the muscles are all pretty carved up. What do you say? I don't know if
Yeah, a
you
little bit
remember.
too carved up, probably, but it's okay. For a study, it's nice. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So okay, I did this. The anatomy was kind of getting bad, good. And about the course of Nico, he shows a lot of muscles, how they connect, where they attach. So I was understanding much more. Look at
Advertisement.
the
Good.
yeah, the biceps femoris looking uh, actually kind of good. Biceps femoris. So okay, then this was the Superman and I gave up on this project too. You'll see that sometimes I gave up. Uh, this happens, but I start a new thing and I start all over again.
The
And
hair is very cool, by the way. This you're improving a lot with the hair. Starting
yeah,
from Loki, I saw kind of improving. You are putting
yeah,
more love to the hair. I mean, a lot of more love, and
of
the
course,
eyebrows also look very cool too.
yeah.
You have put more detail in this than I put in the course. So you just love detail. I don't like it. I don't. I like the basics. You like the detail, you know.
I like detail. Yeah, of course. I did some other studies.
Cool.
Okay, okay, anatomy. Okay, you guys will see that I did a lot of anatomy, a lot of studies of anatomy. I didn't do so much props, clothing, hard surface, armors, weapons studies. I didn't do so much. I'm doing now these types of studies. But the beginning was anatomy and fundamentals, like Gabriel Bona had said, has spoke to me. Let's see. Here I did the project that I didn't continue. I was trying to do some expressions. Okay. I did the pose. I was trying to get the expressions. Actually, the expression was kind of looking not so bad back then. The project was actually not looking bad, but why I didn't continue with this? Because I had to study the base, the base, the
Yeah, but I
hero
like the
weapon
gestures in the legs and but the
gesture.
render
Yeah.
is a little bit too dark with many
No, it's not. It's
black
not a.
spots.
It's not a
Yeah.
render. It's just ZBrush
Yes,
viewport.
screenshot, but still it looks
Yeah.
like a little bit dark with black spots and stuff like this. Yeah.
Yeah. It's because of the few uh filter.
Yeah, but you have put a lot of effort. I see in the logo and in the clothes, and it's looking good.
Yeah. Here is was when I was starting to get a bit good, right?
Yeah.
Here I was starting to get some things.
It was like the beginning of
I
this
think
year
this
or
was 4 months. Was last year.
so last year,
Or
around this
four.
time last year.
Yeah, it was 4 months in total of studies to get to this
Ah, okay,
level.
okay, very cool.
Okay. Here another expression I was doing.
Yeah.
I'm missing this. I should have continued, but yeah, but I gave up on the collectibles idea. I didn't like so much because of the base. Here in Speechar, we don't like environment. If for
No,
environment, get out of here.
absolutely.
Okay.
No trees,
So
no houses, no nothing. Just
no, I
men and women
yeah,
alone,
naked and everything.
Naked? No,
So
no. We like dress, clothes, and stuff. We do that, no problem. But yeah,
okay. So I didn't like bass. One day I think I'll like. One day I'll try it again. I'll try to do collectibles again. But I didn't like doing bases, so I gave up on the project because I you can't do collectibles without doing bases, right? So okay, this were 4 months, something like that. Then let's go to the thing you were asking me. What was the works that I had that get me a job, right?
pretty
So
cool.
this was after the Superman. I did this bust. I did a lot of busts. That was busts that get me job, actually. I was doing a lot of busts, which
So,
is
guys, take notes.
yeah. So there's one thing. If you do, like I said, 2D draws take much more, much 3D modeling take much more time than 2D draws. Okay. So one thing you can do to make up for that is doing busts. Okay. You only do the bust, do the face, you study everything that happens in a bus. So I study a bit of clothing, folds, which is not good, but okay. A bit of sternocleidomastoid.
Very
So
important, yeah.
the face, and I started to become in the areas what is called face, how do you say, face professional. Okay,
Hmm.
because I was starting to get good faces, and people were trying to get works with me. So I did this render. This is Photoshop render, the passes, right? I did this for a contest, which I didn't win, obviously, because it needs some things. But this is what started, the start of this project. This was almost the end. You see, is original concept. It's original concept. I was studying these original things too, and this was the render.
Mm.
So I was trying to develop my eye, my artistic eye, which I call, which are the eye for to do renders, light, shadows, to do
Pretty cool.
design, to do silhouettes, to design, to do these things. You have to have a good
But
eye to
for the studies, have you used? There's a question in chat. Have you used 2D references mostly? I mean, like pictures or photographs or anatomy
to the
books or
drawings.
whatever.
Not so much, not so much. I did use the Anatomy for Sculptors book,
Yeah, definitely that's always a must.
and for drawings, it's only that. And after this, now in with this, I used real
Real people is
people
very important also. Yeah,
as
you have to
reference.
use anatomy, books and stuff, and also compare that to real people how they look.
Yes, because there's
There are some differences. Yeah.
some difference. Some of the air crochets you see,
Yeah.
you will see that has all the muscles and everything, but the body is not like that with after you put the skin and fat. It's
Yeah.
not like that. And most people don't understand this. They take the crochet and the crochet drawing and they just represent it in 3D and it doesn't look good because it's not like that. You have to study the photos of real people, how it really is. Okay, so I did these things. I did more anatomy stuff, skull, more of that muscle thing I said, crochet thing, right?
Yeah.
And after this, I started. This was kind of the point. I guess this too. See, yeah, everything here, but this was kind of the point that I was getting caught some attention. So I did this model based on Dishonored, but in my style. It's not Dishonored style. It's based on Dishonored design, not the style.
Yeah,
So I did my style. I did this render, kind of messy, but kind of looks almost like real time, but
it's
it's
decent. Yeah,
Photoshop.
yeah.
It's Photoshop. It's a Photoshop actually.
Cool.
So I was trying to get some real time look at Photoshop. The hair, I was putting a lot of effort in the hair.
You're
As you
doing
can
it
see,
in Photoshop.
Photoshop
Yeah.
drawing. So yeah, okay, let me see. This too, it's also from Dishonored. So the model, the final render, I didn't like the textures nowadays. This
Mm.
how to say?
Yeah, the pores.
The pores are too big and too sparse. It's not looking good the texture, but the model to this day is actually kind of good. So the render and this one was my favorite and most people liked and I get a job with
Yeah,
this. I think this was the responsible for me to get a job. So this is the model, 3D model, ZBrush, right? Bust, as you can
yeah,
see, just a bust, and the render. Okay.
yeah.
So the hair, like I said, the same principles, and this get me a job. I did this time too. This is for the female anatomy
Anatomy.
course
Yeah.
from Nico. It's not final. It's looking bad. It's not.
The
Yeah,
pelvis looks a little bit weird around the pelvis. It's
here too, and in
yeah,
the.
yeah.
I don't think this look good.
And the
So
hands also are yeah.
yeah, strange, kind of strange. So okay, I take this base mesh that I did in the course of Nico, and I make this character. I have no lines.
Pretty cool and gesture and
Okay.
everything. Yeah, the mouth it's a little bit too big, but yeah, it's
Yeah, it's kind of taste them too. So this is the render. Okay. I think it's really good to pay attention to renders, do some Photoshop renders,
yeah,
because this way you develop your artistic eye. You need to to make these renders to caught the attention of people. The important thing is here, it's the brush is the model, right? This is the important thing, the high poly. But to caught the attention of these people to see this, they had to see this. They had to see the render first. And this
yeah. So what
this
kind of
is
job did it land you?
okay. This get me a job in January with a
What kind of
company.
job? What were
It's
you have
freelancing.
to do?
Freelancing. Yeah, I'm not to this day contracted full
No, no,
time.
freelance, but what exactly? I mean,
The
it's obviously
the
not a job in the game industry because, I
it's
mean,
game.
it's game, but it's not a low poly UVs or something. No,
No, I
no.
as I study only high poly, this is
Yes.
important to stress out. As I study only high poly, I only get the job to do high poly. And I was doing these faces, and a mobile company from Singapore has contacted me and said he likes my job, and want to see with me if I can work with them. So I was talking with them through emails, and I was saying, man, I don't know anything. I don't know anything. They were asking to me to do the full character, yeah, with the shoulder plates, with armor, with clothes, folds, and everything, and also the low poly, the UVs, bake, texture,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything. But I said to them, man, I don't know do these things. I only do high polys. I only have studies this. I don't I don't have much time in the industry, so I didn't have the time. I didn't have the time to study these things, right? Because I focused on this because Nico says and all the other artists says this is the most important thing.
Of
So I
course.
address this out first. Then after I am good in high poly, I was thinking to go to these low poly things, getting out of the collectibles that I was trying the beginning, and I had go to the game industry, which are, as I said in the beginning, I always was trying to work with games. Then I gave up
Okay,
and
can you tell
everything.
us the name of the company and also can you show us things that you have done for this company or this is
I
a
can't,
secret or something? You
I
cannot.
can't.
Okay.
It's an NDA right
Okay,
now.
we're getting. I mean, a lot of. I mean, we're getting too much. The time is kind of short because it's like 1 hour and 40 minutes now. I would like to keep it lower than 2 hours or shorter than 2 hours. So
Maybe you can fast forward the
let's
rest of the.
fast forward a little bit. Let's see what kind of things you have done next and after when you started in this working with this company, and then what you have done for your own projects. Show us. Of course, everybody should know about Ryan Gosling. This is pretty cool. Everybody wants to know, I'm sure, how did you do Ryan Gosling also. It will
Yeah.
be pretty cool. So if you
Uh,
go to this,
okay, let me just finish here some of the other studies I
yeah,
did.
cool, yeah,
Phase. This was the course of Nico too
yeah.
that I didn't finish too, but I take some knowledges from this course too. So yeah, some sketches, some or
So you
other
just don't finish
anime.
my courses, right? You just
No,
some,
no, some the Superman and the lady one
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
finished, but this one no, no. Okay, let me see. At this point, I was trying to get a good anatomy to caught people attention.
And this
Uh,
already is a good anatomy. I would say pretty good. Yeah, this is kind of, you see how this is just from my course to this one. How much? Like 2 months, 3 months, 4 months,
yeah,
something like this.
something like this.
Yeah, but it's a lot of improvement. I would say a lot.
Yeah, you can see that the muscles are not so carved, a bit,
Yeah, yeah,
but not
it's
so
pretty cool.
much.
It seems like he has a skin and everything. It's very
Yeah,
nice.
I was trying to shift from this company I work to this day is stylized art, right?
Yeah.
I do stylized head for them. As I was saying, I was talking to them that I don't know how to do this low body stuff, and they say, what do you know how what to do? What you know to do? I said to them, I know doing high polys heads. Just that, and they say it's okay. That's it. Do what you know. Do what you know. So they were pretty cool. I asked for them less money than they offered me. They
Really?
actually they asked me, how much do you want? I said one thing. And they say, no, this is too low. Let me raise a bit. This is good for you. Yeah, it's good. Then it's okay. We can keep. So they're really cool. They really help me out. And they want these heads. They like my heads and they want these heads for their game. So yeah, I was trying the stuff, Joker, try to pay attention to the artistic view of things, sketches,
Oh, nice.
anatomy,
Ah, yeah, yeah.
anatomy, anatomy,
Some UFC
uh,
fighters, see, yeah.
yeah, sci-fi. This is are all originals. All these sketches are original stuff that I do to improve my artistic eye, right?
Yeah.
This is not finished, like I said, but is a sketch of design. This is a character I did, render. Okay, the face was starting to, you can see the anatomy was starting to get good. And uh yeah, this is a creature sketch, bro, dragon. This is not finished. I'll finish next year. You guys can wait. Anatomy, creature design stuff. Street Fighter,
This is pretty
stylize it.
cool.
I get
Nice.
back to stylize. I'm mostly realistic. I do most realistic stuff now. I shift from stylized to realistic now, but yeah, I can do
But now
stylized.
this is kind of already a professional level, this one. So
Yeah, I agree.
it took you 1 year, around 1 year to get into this level, right?
Yeah, yes.
From the level which was before, which was kind of not, let's say in the beginning it was pretty bad, but now 1 year later, amazing.
Perfect. Yeah. So here, stylized
Very good, very good.
stuff.
I like it very much, this
This
one.
is fiber mesh, actually, if you guys,
Yeah.
I just, this is fiber mesh. So I start to do some low poly, some real-time stuff, swords here to see, texture, hair cards. Okay. I'll get back to the likenesses. really important.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get back to the likenesses stuff. Still
Butcher.
a bit, yeah, really butcher. Still, I some stylized. I was trying to shift from stylized to realistic because of Danilo Ataide, and I really like his art, and I was trying to get to his level. So this was another study of anatomy, a lot of study in anatomy.
The skull is
The
pretty good, yeah.
skull,
This one is very.
most stylized, designed, yeah. Here you can see the understanding of anatomy of me was getting good,
Yeah.
like the wrinkles and everything, the skin, yeah.
Pretty
Original
cool.
stuff too. I don't use too much concept. I didn't never use too much concept, but you can use if you have hard times with this, you can use original, but concept. But I usually do original. But here
Sometimes it's
hands,
good to make completely things from your imagination, but first you have to study a lot of anatomy, then do something from imagination to just check out your knowledge, and then continue studying anatomy, and then try to do something. And this is the process, I mean, in my opinion.
yes, the hand. I was trying to get a good hand. You see that even Nico had noticed in my previous works that my hands was not so good, so I tried to do some hand
Yeah, we have
stuffs.
3 minutes around that.
A hook.
This Hulk is very
uh,
cool, yeah.
Yeah, so this was important part of my journey because this was when I was trying to get to a realistic, most realistic stuff I can do. I take some scans and I see the scans and I was trying to replicate the scans.
Yeah, but you see, the
So
mouth is too big.
yeah, it's that the person has a kind of a big mouth. You see
Front mouth.
this
Yeah.
this is with this type of thing. And yeah, the ear was one thing that I was pretty bad. You can see that this time I think I'll have to make a good ear. I have to understand how is a ear.
You
So
have to
yeah,
concentrate sometimes on certain parts just to improve.
yeah, the hair, sculpted hair. And this Ryan Gosling that people have
Yeah,
asked
everybody
me.
is very happy about it.
Oh, Ryan Gosling. So Ryan Gosling, as I did this realistic studies, I get in some portrait likeness stuff. I go to Ryan Gosling and try to do some work here, and I get to this. This is the finished high poly. I'll do a low poly next year. You guys can wait for it. And yeah, trying to do folds by hand doesn't look too good for me now, but okay.
Not quite well,
Yeah, yeah, but I will work on them after.
yeah.
But yeah, here, okay, the light and stuff, the point where I reached. This was I want to
Yeah,
show you guys.
comparison, yeah.
Last year, this year, I take the same model and get it right this year
Amazing, yeah. Very
to
cool.
see the likeness that I reached. Some folds
Harrison Ford,
training,
yeah.
yeah, like the Gosling. Some folds training to anatomy. A project that I'm doing right
You
now.
have few seconds, by the way. We can restart and just final words
Let's
after
just
we start.
restart just one more time and
Yeah,
do the
let's just
final
start it one
words.
more time and just 10 minutes after that at most. You have to be quick and then we'll see.
Okay, we start now. We start now.
All right, restarting again. Join. Let's get the invite link, copy it to him, and let's let him. All right, failed to start the video because the video is in OBS already. So you see, amazing stuff. Very cool. That's why I invited him to speak here, because it's very inspiring, I think, for everybody. So
Yeah,
show us your
guys, I'm
screen
back.
again. Share it, please.
Okay, let me share. I forget all the time. Share. Okay, let's be quick. This anatomy 2, I was trying to get to a level of pretty realistic. anatomy, more smoothness, more realistic stuff, skin and everything to okay.
Yeah, very good, very good.
Yeah. And it's okay. This is a project that I said I'll finish next year. Sketch, still sketchy. This is the level I'm now of anatomy. This is my last model I did. I also used a scan to see all the things I needed, and I was modeling it from sphere.
Do you use some alphas on your wrinkles and folds and stuff? Or you're
I
doing everything by hand? I mean, anatomy wise.
anatomy wise, that's important. Most of the great artists have said that the most you do by hand, things by hand, the better
Of
the
course.
sculpture will look. So
Never
most
use
of the
any alphas,
things,
so yeah.
most of the things I do is from hand by hand.
Yeah, by hand is the best.
So this is the level I ended up with
This
anatomy
almost look
today.
like a scan because you have watched a scan to do it, right?
Yeah, study asking. There's some things I need to work to here, but yeah, back to. But this is the level I am now, and always seek to get better. If I can get now just my last project, the last thing I'll show you guys. This is a project I'm doing now. I will post it probably around January, February. It takes a long time because I never did low poly character for real-time games before. This is the first real-time character I'm doing. I didn't know how too much how to do hard stuff, hard surface stuff, and how to do everything here. The boots and everything. I wasn't too good of props, right? So I started to study more about this now, and this is the character. This is the first look I had. The concept is original too. It's original concept. I was sketching out. So here the anatomy not good. I take the same base mesh I did for the Nico's course. Then I've worked on top of it with the knowledge I have now, getting something like this. The head I was not so good with the head. This for most people would look good,
The face
but
looks very nice. The face looks very nice.
yeah, like Nico said, the face kind of looks nice. So, but for me, it doesn't look nice. So I reworked the face, did another face,
This one
and
is not good. The
but
other one
this,
was better.
but but but
This
what do you
one, the
think of
nose is
this?
too long, and there are a
Yeah,
few things that are not good.
it's because I take a real person to be to use, right, to get
Yeah.
a realistic approach. You can see it's more realistic now. But yeah, for stylized stuff, this could look more cute. But I was trying to get a real head to look real. Why? Why? Because I want to work with Blizzard.
Ah, okay.
No, because I
You
work
will, you will, you will. With this determination and the skill that you have gained so fast, in just a few months you will be working with Blizzard probably. We'll see.
or Blizzard or CD Projekt Red. Mostly CD Projekt Red, but one of the two. Here's the final look of the anatomy,
Yeah.
right? And okay. Here how the process were going. The beginning, okay, the middle, almost the end, and the almost the end in the end. This is almost the finished high
So
poly,
this is almost 1 billion polygons, right?
almost 1 billion poly.
It's just amazing. I cannot even
Everything has
comprehend
details. You
that,
can
you know.
see in the
Yeah,
everything has
everything is
details.
in the
That's
polygons.
why it's so heavy.
But you don't have
So
a higher resolution to zoom in, and now it's pixelated. You
I
cannot see.
have the model here.
You can open it in ZBrush. Let's see how it's
s-
lagging. Let's see the lag.
let's see the lag. Oh my God. It's not even showing on my screen.
Yeah, because the RAM is, ZBrush has just disabled the RAM, and now it has to
Yeah,
kind of take it again, and it takes time.
just to brush. I'll kill the guys who did this. Let me see. Where is it? Yeah, I think it will not show. It's too heavy. I think it
Yeah,
not show. But
it's
let's
too
go
much
back to the picture.
polygons. Yeah.
Here, the fold studies I did before was to get good folds with this character. Was all for this character. So the folds now, how they look, you can see the folds how they were looking before I do the studies of folds.
I like those better than the other ones, but sorry,
Yeah,
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 the
yeah.
other ones are too much for me.
Yeah,
The This
I
is
think
too
it's
much.
more
This is too much.
realistic. The
No,
other
no, it's
one
too
is
much.
more stylized. I don't know.
No, no, no. The other one is the last. This is not realistic. I mean, the last one you did is too much. You just overdid it a lot, in
Oh,
my
okay,
opinion.
maybe I can
It's too much. I mean, too much folds.
take out a little bit.
Too much, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, I did this character and how the parts of the model were going. This is the sketch. How this starts. Then I do another design, the sketch, then the final. Okay,
So
final.
you're
Same
practicing
thing with the
also
bows.
designing stuff, which is great, yeah.
Yeah.
When you get the skill and everything,
Oh,
you can,
the boots,
do everything.
and that's it.
Very cool. I like the pose very much because it's like a kind of boring pose because the feet are straight forward and mm, the hand is with the fingers straight. And I don't like these poses usually, but in your case, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I was trying to get a post that would caught more at the eye of people.
It looks very cool. Very cool. I like it.
That's it.
But people in the chat said that you have to look at real boobs right now because the boobs in the naked model doesn't look very realistic. They look more like
Maybe
fake boobs,
plastic surgery boobs, right?
plastic. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. It's
They're
because
too
I
lifted up.
wasn't were not go to show because of the armor, and I didn't put so much effort
Yeah,
in
and with
this.
the
But
armor, they can look kind of like this with the armor on top, which is
yeah,
pressing them.
because
They can kind of look like this. Yeah.
they do this,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly, exactly. That's why
kind of
in the naked
sexy.
model they can look weird, but when you put the armor and it presses them, it can be like this. So yeah.
Yeah,
So
sometimes it's
don't doubt the guy because he's good. So yeah,
thanks. Yeah, always trying to get better forever, and you guys will heard my name more. You'll see.
yeah, definitely. I'm sure of that because Ryan Gosling and other stuff. This girl also. If you make a nice render, you pose her with the low poly and make a nice render, it will be a very good showpiece for yourself. And yeah, we will definitely hear more about you in the
I
future.
hope.
Yeah,
I hope
definitely.
that's it. I
But
don't know if
if you
can.
continue like this, if you continue this progress, you will achieve two things. Your name will be next to Grassetti,
I'll
which
die
will be the good thing. But you have the bad thing. You will be so fat you will not be
better.
able to stand up from the chair anymore.
If I don't start the gym, definitely, yeah,
Yeah,
I
so you
have to
have to
start
be
the gym.
careful. You have to balance. So,
It's a thing that you guys can have in mind. If you can
yeah,
study
yeah,
a lot, but if
be
you don't go
careful
to
with that.
gym, you die before you get the level you
Yeah, yeah,
want.
that's a
So much.
probability, by the way, because high cholesterol levels, you're not moving too much. How many push-ups can you make right now?
Right now, I think none.
Uh, I'm doing every
But
day at
I
least
used to
50.
do 30. I used to do when I was
Yeah, but
skinny.
every day I'm doing at least 50 push-ups. Not too much, but just to kind of make the flow of the blood and everything, just few pull-ups also. I do like 4 pull-ups. Not too much, but yeah. 4 or 5 pull-ups. It's okay.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah.
Do people have some questions? We have the time for some question or not?
There were some questions about the high poly, low poly, but you answered that you are not
Yeah,
doing
I'm
too
doing
much.
now. I'm doing
Yeah, now
now.
you're doing low poly, you're starting, and you will do this low poly, right?
Low
Right?
poly,
How many polygons
game ready.
how many polygons you're aiming at? Like
At
triangles, let's say.
183, something like that. 150, less than 200,000. I
Less
mean,
than 2000,
200,000.
200,000. Okay. All right. So yeah, it's possible. I mean, this model can look good in my opinion in around 50,000. It can look good. except for the head, except for the hair, maybe, except for the
Like
hair.
haircuts usually pretty heavy. Just the
Yeah,
haircuts probably will be 50,000. Just the
maybe,
haircuts.
yeah. If they are good, they can be. For example, this game Horizon Zero Dawn, and
Yeah, it's 100,000
yeah,
people
100,000 only for the hair,
only
only
for
for
the
the hair
hair.
of the character because it's yeah. Which paper toilet brand do you recommend, Nico? I recommend
Mm.
something with
Pretty soft ones.
three, yeah, soft one with three layers of, three
Okay,
layers.
yeah,
There
pretty
should be
good.
three. Let me check.
I
They're
recommend.
they're advertising it at three layers. I'm not sure it's three. It seems like two layers. They're lying. Why? Why it's happening? I don't know. Okay. By the way, the guy said very nice thing. Buy an exercise bike and sculpt while you cycle.
Maybe.
That could be pretty cool, right?
I'll
You are
exercise
cycling,
myself.
you are sweating, and you are sculpting at the same time. It will be
Maybe I'll
amazing.
have to do this
Yeah.
because I don't want to get out of ZBrush. I don't get out of this thing.
Yeah. So let's see. So what that means, it's good to make one high poly model and just export a lower poly one created from the high poly when needed. Uh, I don't know. You cannot export the low poly created from the high poly if you don't do it by yourself. I mean, this level of detail and so many subtools, you have to just retopologize it by hand. It's and to capture all the details into the low poly by hand, and it will take a long time. I mean, for this retopology will take more than 2 weeks probably. I'm not sure. It will take
Yeah,
a lot of time.
a professional can do in 2 weeks. I don't know if I can do in 2 weeks.
Yeah, because I have a guy who is now retopologized some things, and he's very good in retopology. He has made like hundreds of retopologies and high polys and retopologies a lot, and he's very good. But with this level of detail, he will probably take at least like maybe 100 hours or more than that probably.
Yeah,
100 hours is a
it's
lot.
pretty hard.
I mean,
Pretty
it's yeah.
hard. Probably January, I will finish this job. Make the rendering marmoset. I will do.
Some guy asks, você consegue gather dinero?
And
Probably he's asking how many money can you make from
uh,
working in 3D.
look at Nico. Nico already knows Portuguese just by speaking
No,
with
it's
me.
just
Just a little.
I'm fewer. I see dinero. I see how many probably or yeah in 3D. So traba trabajos. So this is
Job.
work. I know because yeah.
Yeah.
So probably yeah.
So yeah, you can do a lot. One tip I can give you guys is to focus on the quality, on the studies, on your models and everything. Because if I wanted more money now, I would get it because there's a lot of people that are trying to reach out for me these days, trying to close some deal with companies. I already get into interview with some companies. I didn't accept after all. I stuck with this only job I did since January. I'm with them till now. Because the money is enough. It's not, oh my God, it's a huge amount, but it's enough. It's much more than I was doing in my normal job I had back back then. And it's much more, it's enough for me, but I could do much more if I wanted to work more, but I don't want to work more. I want to study more. And then find a job that will pay so much, then I'll be happy. It's enough. Like Blizzard, as I mentioned.
Yeah, but you see, are you sure you're gonna be happy in Blizzard or CG Project Red? Because I've heard about those kind of companies. Also Disney. Also, yeah, they are doing some crunch there. I mean, crunch is when, or at least it was. I think it was crunch. The word. They're
Yeah,
making the
this.
people work very very hard
I
and
know,
with longer hours,
I
working
know.
hours and everything, which for me, since I'm 4 years old, it's not acceptable at all. For you,
Yeah,
probably.
I'm young.
Yeah,
I
you're
just
young
need
and
to get in shape. And that's
yeah.
it.
So you are,
So
yeah, you live longer. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. So the about this, CD Projekt Red have said that they will dial down the crunch during The Witcher, the next projects of them, The Witcher 4 and Cyberpunk 2078. I don't know. They will not do any crunch. Will not have any crunch. If the
That's good. That's good.
if it have, you can leave a bomb there and kill everybody.
Yeah. By the
But
way,
they say there
a
will
guy
not
in
be.
the
Blizzard
chat
too,
said
I think.
very good thing. Sometimes when you sculpt for so many days and hours, that when you finally find time to shave your beard, the first thing you think is, do I have symmetry active or not?
Shave the beard.
Yeah, when you
It's
shave
true.
your
It's
beard, you
true.
say, but why don't I have
Why
symmetry
don't
activated? You know,
why it's not?
I'm shaving
I
here, it's
forgot. I
not shaving
forgot.
the other
I
place.
forgot to press X.
Yeah. But yeah, pressing X I always miss that in Blender, because in Blender there's no shortcut about that. You have to just go and click it in the top of the screen.
Yeah,
There's no basic shortcut. Yeah.
yeah. So the culture of the companies nowadays, AAA companies, are more towards to not do crunch.
Yeah, to
Even
keep people
Rockstar
happy. Yeah, I know. They're trying to keep the people happy, because otherwise people go to another
will
company. There are
live.
so many companies these days, and people can choose. Back in the days, it was not
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Nowadays,
yeah.
if you want to be a top level guy, you go to Blizzard, CG Project Red, or by the way, the most top guys I think are in Naughty Dog. At least they were. I don't know how are they now, but
No,
Naughty
they
Dog
still
is just the was the top of the line
Santa
5 years ago
Monica,
at least. Yeah.
Santa Monica. It's
Yeah.
pretty good too. One thing I have in mind is that when I get to the place, I'll probably like a lot, and then I will start to find some problems. I'll get tired of that company,
Yeah, but
but
it will take
I
some years
can.
probably. Yeah.
It will take some years, and I can switch. I can go from CD to Blizzard, then to Santa Monica, then to now Dog, then to whatever. It's not a problem.
Some guy is asking, what do you think about Fortiche, the French studio? I haven't heard about Fortiche. I'm not
Or
sure.
I
Fortiche.
don't know. I
Fortiche.
don't.
Fortiche. I don't know.
Never
So
heard of.
probably we don't think anything about it, because we don't
Never
recall
heard.
it that much.
Yeah, what I can say is that you don't need a course, a presential course, a big course, and you don't need a degree. Not none of these things.
No, the
just
degree
need
doesn't
to
matter at all
you just need
in
to study.
our field. Yeah.
You need to work. You need to have a good job, good art, and that's it.
Fortiche is Arcane Studios. They make Arcane.
Arcane. That it can be a school from the people who do Arcane. I don't know. And maybe it's good, but I think you don't need it. But if you think you need it, then you can go.
Hmm.
Not a problem. Mr. Girl, are you not interested in working a small ambitions team? I'd work smaller developers. Yeah, let me just answer this
So you're
question.
reading now the YouTube comments?
Yeah, I'm seeing here. I'm seeing the
Okay,
people.
good.
That's why I say that. Let me just answer this guy. Okay, I'm already working with a smaller company, a mobile company, and I'm really enjoying. But I want to work in the environment, in the place. I want to
No environment
change
in this channel. No environment in this channel. No.
the place. So I want to switch countries. I don't. I want to get out of Brazil. I want to live in another country, and this is one of the reasons. And I want to work in a place with people that have the same passion in me, that work hard like me, and to
Yeah.
get better with their knowledge that they can share. And I want this type of environment. Mobile companies can you can go uh, through their place too, but it will be smaller. I want a big place because the big place has more people, and usually people that has the type of job I want to do, which is these details, like Nico said. So I want to work with big companies. I want, but if I go and work and I don't like it, I can just leave it and go for mobile again. No problem.
Don't answer the question about are you still using the cracked version of ZBrush. This question will not be answered.
No, I never.
Yeah, they're asking you, are you in my Discord server? Basically, yes, you
Yes,
are.
yes. Sometimes I
Uh,
appear there.
yeah, and also a guy was asking if I'm feeling better. I'm much better now, but still I have a little bit of but it's okay. I'm completely fine now. I will not die probably soon, so it's fine. Uh, yeah, we'll see. Okay, so we have to wrap it up because it's like 2 hours and something already. I think it was interesting. Hopefully, people will find it interesting. But
Yeah,
if
hope
they're
so.
not, it's their loss because I think it was pretty inspiring story.
No,
I like it a
thanks.
lot.
Thanks.
For
I hope
one
so.
year, you no, not even 1 year. You started in the summer, and in January the next year you got a job and you started making money. But this you
Yeah,
achieved with a lot of determination and
yeah,
many, many, many hours. So yeah, for that people can take their kind of things for themselves to take it is to just put the hours
yeah.
and put
See,
them
see that it's
for the
possible.
shortest time possible. So don't put the hours in like 10 years, put them in 1 year, but quality stuff. I mean, a lot.
Yes.
And then
I
it probably will be okay.
let me say a thing about this. I think if you wait 10 years to be good, probably the world would end in 3 years. I don't know. A lot of things can happen in 10 years. A lot of things. The AI can
The
dominate
AI
us.
can take over the world by then, so don't do it. I mean,
Even if the AI don't take off the world, they will take over your job because
yes,
you
totally.
were so slow, you take so much time to be good that the AI is better than you now, and you can do nothing about it. If you get good now, you have a chance to to fight with AI
Yeah.
and other
Some people
stuff.
asked, can I give a Discord server link? It's in the description, as with
Description.
Guerra's Instagram is in the description, and some of
Follow
my
me
stuff
there,
is in the
people.
description. Yes, and
Want to see more?
yeah, the first thing you will see in the description is his Instagram channel where you can follow him or you can see what's happening with him. And yeah, that's cool. And the last thing is my Discord channel, so it's the bottom of the description. So yeah, let's finish this up. Thank you very much for this interview. I see you have prepared yourself very well, which is great.
Yeah.
You are kind of a perfectionist, we may say. You are for
Yeah.
everything you do, you have to be on a level. So I
Yeah.
appreciate that. That's very cool. Very cool.
Thanks, Nico. I'd like to thank everyone. Thank Nico for this opportunity, amazing opportunity. I really love his job. I really love his lives. I think he's so funny. Crack out my ass
I
out
may
with
not be
him.
the best sculptor, but I'm at least the funniest, so it's cool.
And it's very cool. It's very good that we made this happen, and I hope people can understand the things I said and apply some things. And I hope they develop themselves quickly as I give they tips, and that's it. Good studies for everyone. Focus. Talk to your girlfriend. Tell her you need a bit more of a space of a time,
Yeah,
just for
or
a
just ditch
year
her.
at
No
least,
problem. Yeah.
or just this year,
Yeah.
but just for a year at least. Then
Yeah.
afterwards we'll see, and that's it. You have to
Afterwards, you will
do.
understand you don't need any girlfriend. It's
Yeah,
after
yeah, you
one
have
year
to
no
put the
girlfriend,
effort.
you don't need it.
Yeah, it is hard. It is very hard to get to this level. It's not easy.
Yeah.
You have to be very committed for sure.
But I'm sure you gain a lot of pleasure by doing this because it's not a hard work which you
You
don't
had to,
like. You like it. You like every hour of it. You enjoy it.
desculpa.
That's the important thing.
Yeah, yeah, this is the
Because
important
I
thing.
know I did,
Uh-huh.
so I'm sure you did too.
Yeah, I love what I do. Otherwise, I wouldn't do this. Yeah, for sure.
All right. Okay. Bye, and see you in the next eventual stream. We'll see.
That's it, people.